Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to video message number 29.
Gaze at a graveyard.
Listen up, the ratings just came in for last month. We are number one. We just grabbed every key demographic.
Super duper, gang. Yeah. Super duper. That's nice. Way to go. Neato, gang.
Yes.
Boy, that was good news.
It is the first day of April 2024. Caution, caution. It's April Fool's Day. So watch yourself, watch your back, watch your butthole. It's Power Trip Morning Show. I'm Chris Huckey. Good morning. Monday morning. No Saucy. He's off on his 8th honeymoon with his beloved bride. Hope they're having a great time. Corey Cope's here. I'm here. We will have Zacho and Maxo, and I believe Benzo, and I believe Musmo, and a cast of thousands. We had a Monday morning. Let's get her started, shall we? Lots to get to. Lots happened this weekend. Here's Alex Cole with some comedy on a Monday morning. You come on in. Enjoy your first day of April. I'm glad you're here.
My favorite holiday is April Fool's Day. And some people try and bring me down, say it's not even a holiday. I think that's the greatest holiday there is because the way it's structured. Because on April Fool's Day, you play a prank on a friend of yours, and then you yell the name of the holiday at them. You guys feel me on that, right? I don't see why we don't celebrate every holiday like that. Like, who set fire to my mailbox? Happy Valentine's Day! You're the one! That's romance, plain and simple.
April 1st of 2024. It is the Power Trip Morning Show. I'm Corey, that's Chris. Chris, you mentioned we got Max and Zach. No Sauce this week. He's in Amsterdam.
That's where he's at today. That's right, yeah. Just toking it up.
Amsterdam.
That's right.
Yeah. I assume Meat Sauce Robot will make an appearance later in the week.
Should we have Kel Sauce Robot as well? Just complaining about him? All the things that Kel Sauce Robot hates about Meat Sauce Robot.
Right.
Only she's afraid to say.
Well, speaking of robots, yesterday, I guess, was the 25th anniversary of The Matrix coming out.
Oh, yeah.
Which makes sense, 1999.
Yeah.
There's a giant article on CNN about how if you're reading this article, it's more than likely you're already in a simulation.
Wow. Yeah.
Just basically, we've come so far that 25 years ago, it was science fiction, and the point of the article is now it's kind of scary to think how far we're headed towards, like with AI and not knowing the difference. And that was the whole point of the Matrix anyway, right? Is if the AI is so good you can't tell the difference, then you wouldn't know that you're in a simulation. Yeah. So if anybody goes, well, we're not in a simulation, you'd be able to tell the difference. That's the whole point, is you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. So it's depressing. So just have fun, and who cares?
Or maybe it's not. I mean, one of the million of interviews I've heard with Neil deGrasse Tyson, I'm not sure it was. It might have been Rome. I can't remember. Anyway, somebody asked him, "How can you prove we're not in a simulation?" And he said, "No, I can't."
No, the article says that as well.
He went into this long thing. He's like, "No."
That's why they were comparing it to religion, right? You can't prove religions, you can't disprove religions, right. And they're saying the same thing with simulation theories. It's impossible to disprove that we aren't, or prove that we are.
Pretty crazy.
Does that mean like we're all living our own simulation thing, or like is there
Like if that's the
Like
case,
we are avatars for ourselves in a digital.
Am I in my own simulation? Like
No
you guys
idea.
are just, or you are also in mine and I'm in yours. Like this is like a multiplayer type.
Or is it like The Sims? Like we don't
Exactly.
exist at all.
Exactly. There's so many options, and none of them can be proven or disproven. So just go to Cane's, take a nap,
live
watch
your
some
life.
poker, and do it again tomorrow. Who cares?
I love your life. Hey.
Right, go see Dave Matthews in Amsterdam. Why not?
Yeah, why not do that? Why not? Yeah. That
a
is.
simulation that doesn't.
Why is he
have
so
a-
low? Are you like 7 miles from
I don't know. I got a little. It smells.
Sauce's mic smells.
It's not necessarily sauce. I mean, a lot of people use this,
he's
but
That is not even close to
He's
true.
almost the only one who uses that.
Yeah, I think maybe once in a while somebody gets on that microphone.
Yeah, otherwise Double T's the only one. I mean, he was on there on the weekend.
Was he in studio?
Yeah, twice.
No.
Bob St. Pierre as well. So go ahead, just disrespect him if you want.
I love your
I
life.
flipped it over. Now it smells a little bit better, but yuck.
That's got to be Paul.
It's definitely Paul.
I mean, I don't want to rip
Does
him.
it smell like bad breath and disappointment?
Yeah.
Zach, rip away. We're probably in a simulation anyway.
Yeah, who cares? This is your
Make
movie.
fun of him.
We're all parts of your movie. We're all like somebody's watching this right now. Some alien being is watching us right now. And by the way, real grossed out by the stuff I do when I'm by myself.
Yeah, I was going to say, if someone's controlling my avatar, they are very horny.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
Bill, look what they're doing here now.
Somebody's name is Pill.
Yes.
Yeah, red pill, blue pill. Well, calling the kids nowadays, you guys know this, Zach and Max know this. The kids nowadays, calling somebody an NPC, a non-player character, is like the meanest thing you can say to another person. Now,
Oh,
the kids
really?
say it to everyone.
Oh, really?
Was that, but
So
that
what
means they
that
don't
essentially,
matter?
yeah, like if we're all in a video game, we're all in a simulation. None of us are the main character. That's what an NPC is basically. You're just some rando in the back of the Sims.
It's the guy that you like walk randomly into their house in the video game and they just say the same sentence to you over and over again. Like
Right.
they're not important to the game. They're just there.
And
a
kids-
non-playable character.
It honestly is one of the most constant rips I hear that generation say.
Is that
Both of
really
my
the
girls
case?
either say it or hear it.
NPC.
Oh yeah,
NPC.
That kid's an NPC or that guy's an NPC. It's like, okay, let's not be so mean here.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
pretty mean.
Yeah.
It's super mean. It
Because
just
those are the
means you're
people
not
you
important.
truck over with your car in GTA.
Right.
And steal their money.
So they're still important.
Yes.
Man,
you might
yeah.
get a star if you kill enough of them.
Right.
Man, you know, I once said to my friend Robbie Hinkle when we were younger, I was trying to be real deep, and I said to him, "Hey, Robbie, you ever think that like everything, like you're the star, and like everybody else is not real? They're only here because like they're part of your movie, and you're the star of the movie." And he looks at me and he goes, "That's what babies think."
That's what babies
That's what he said. That's what he said. I was like, "Oh, I'm never going to try to be deep again." Robbie put me in my spot.
Hang on, what babies are that profound? Or is he just saying that babies only focus on their immediate surroundings?
Exactly. You know, when you
Because
leave a
otherwise,
baby,
I was like, that's a deep thought
I was
for
going
a
to say.
baby.
I know.
Is that
yeah.
baby tripping on acid?
No, he was saying that when you leave a baby the room, the baby thinks, "Well, that some bitch is dead." He'll
Yeah,
never be
like a
back
dog.
again. Yeah,
right? The
right,
dogs
right.
don't ever think you're coming
I
back.
was like, "Oh, Robbie Hinkle, stop it."
So did Robbie confuse your deepness with object permeance?
Well, he'd known me my whole life. He knew I was a dumbass.
Hey, so let's give a tip of the cap to Matrix, though. 25 years ago, the red pill, blue pill phenomenon, right?
Yeah.
Remember, the whole point of the red pill, blue pill was, do you want the truth or do you want to go back to being ignorant and just live the simulation
Sure.
but not know that you're in a simulation? I think ignorance is way better. Right? If we truly are in a simulation, I wouldn't want to know.
I do not want to wake up with things sticking out of my body.
Right.
And, get flushed out of there. I don't want to go through all that. I want to have no hair on my body and
Right.
have no muscles.
Because the robots and us have been battling for so long that the world is basically destroyed. You put me back in the Matrix.
Yeah.
I want to pretend I'm having a great 1999 all over again.
I'm with you, man.
I had a great 1999. The BizKit baby boom was starting. I had just graduated high school. I don't want to go fight aliens and robots.
Yeah. But if I'm the one, Maybe.
Yeah, then
Still, that's a lot of training.
If I could do some sick kung fu, then
Yeah.
if
I'm an NPC, I'm out. But if I'm Neo, I'm in.
I might betray the whole crew like dude did for a steak. You know, I mean, that's just kind of the guy I am.
Wasn't that Joey Pants?
Yeah, it was Joey Pants. That's
Joey
right.
Pants,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Joe Pantoliano.
Yeah. Who was on this show once?
I remember he was a nice guy. Remember him?
Yeah.
Really good dude.
He was in studio once.
Yeah, he
that
sat
dude.
right in those
Joey
chairs
Pants.
over there.
No way.
He made that microphone smell bad.
Yeah, it's the remnants of Joey Pants.
Joey Pants. Yeah, man. No, there's no doubt. I would be like, I just don't want to remember any of this. Put me back in there. And by the way, I'm going to need an enormous penis. Money? Anything? Nope.
We're sorry, sir. The NPCs do not get enormous penises. Only the main characters.
So you know you can have anything you want. You heard what I said.
You just found out the truth about the entire world. Your entire existence. I don't care.
Doesn't
Put
matter.
me back in the Matrix, make a couple of tweaks.
Yeah. Speaking of that, give me a couple of twinks as well. I want to try things.
Amen.
Anyway, welcome to the Matrix, ladies and gentlemen. This is the best you could do.
So, Max, you a couple months ago, right, watched the first one for the first time,
Yeah.
right? But you're never going to go watch 2 or 3?
I don't know.
You're not interested
I
enough?
really did. I liked the first one enough that I would give them a chance, but everybody says it's not really worth your time.
It's just such a mess. It doesn't, they're fun, but it's just, it's so convoluted. The metaphors are nonstop where you're like, I don't even know what this person's supposed to represent.
Yeah.
I guess these guys are viruses or something. Like, it just gets so overwhelmingly confusing. But, man, there's some badass scenes in those final 2.
There's two things about
Agent Smith.
it. Corey, there's two things about it. Number one, I always felt like you could tell they weren't planning on making any more.
Maybe.
After when they made the first one. And then they're like, oh, you want more? Okay, well, doinkity doinkity doink. This is what happens.
That's kind of how it seemed to me, too. Like, it was left open-ended intentionally, but they were never going to pick it back up.
Right. They wanted you to think that's about it. Yeah. And the other thing, when I think of especially the second movie, I just think of sweaty people dancing. You remember that? You know what I'm talking about? Like, that was a major part of the film. People dancing in the real world. And I was like, what are you guys dancing for? Your world sucks.
Yeah.
Go dance.
And didn't the Oracle lady die between movies 2 and 3?
Fascinating.
Yeah,
she did.
The actual actress.
Actual woman did.
Died. So they had to come up with some kind of storyline tweak to make sense that it's a completely different person in the third one.
So they just hired a new actress and said the other one had
a glitch or something.
A glitch. Yeah,
right.
she was a glitch.
It's like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, the light-skinned Aunt Viv and dark-skinned Aunt Viv.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, who are you? I'm the Oracle. They're like, well, why are you that? You don't look anything like it.
Yeah.
Well, it's a computer glitch and you're in the Matrix, so just have some popcorn and go home in like an hour and a half.
Yeah, everybody be
what?
cool.
I don't understand what's happening. So I wouldn't completely cross them off your list, Max. They're not nearly as bad as everybody says. They're just a lot.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it seems like. It's a lot to come through. I'm gonna at least check out the second one for sure.
Give her hell.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, I like the third one way more than the second one. But the fourth one's pretty good.
Oh, I never saw that one. The one that was 20 years later.
Yeah, this one that came out not long ago. I liked it a lot.
I never saw it.
I like watching what's her face wear leather.
Trinity.
Yeah. That's what the movie is to me.
Just Trinity wearing
Just a hot
leather.
babe in leather. That's all it is.
In your simulation, it's a completely different movie.
Yeah. She's in leather, and I've got an enormous penis. I mean, like, they call me the Matrix. She calls me the 12 as opposed to the 1. You know what I'm saying there? That means I have a huge penis is what I'm trying to get at.
We got it.
Okay, cool.
Speaking of fantastic
she calls me
things.
an issue.
Your movie's just called The Tricks.
Yeah.
There's no me.
I tell her
It's
I'm
just The
coming over
Tricks.
and I'm bringing the pain.
You and I were just talking about this right before the mics cracked open.
Yeah.
We only have one Curb episode left.
Yeah.
And last night's was hilarious.
It was brilliant.
Yep.
I need
one to go.
I need a JB Smoove show.
Man.
I need that character to live on. I need Leon to live on. He's my favorite character, period. Jeez Louise. And again, I told Max when I sat down, I think this might be the best season of the show ever, in my opinion. Just episode after episode. So good.
Yeah, I just, with one to go, it's not like, it isn't like Seinfeld where they're going to walk off on this giant kind of spectacle of an episode.
Yeah.
There's only one left.
Yeah.
I wonder if Larry's intentionally going to just do the opposite. I've been, the first couple episodes of the season, I thought he was definitely going to make fun of the Seinfeld finale somehow. What if you do the anti-Seinfeld instead of doing anything? What if he just does an episode as if it's not the last episode and just walks away?
See,
the anti-finale.
I've probably spent too much time thinking about this because that's what I do. I see him almost repeating the mistakes of the Seinfeld final episode, where you think he's going to jail. Mm-hmm. And then the last scene is just him, hands in his pocket, going, and just walking away. And that being the last scene you ever see of Larry.
Yeah.
With his walking down the street with his hands in his pocket like he does. Where his feet are like about a foot in front of him. Yep. I don't know how he walks like that.
Where he's walking like Ichabod Crane, the animated version from Disney about 70 years ago.
Yeah.
Just bouncing around.
But I am very interested to see what he does. But I will definitely watch that right away as soon as possible. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, good show.
All right, let's get into the show. Let's get into the week.
We have a big show ahead of us.
Yeah, big week too potentially with some people later in the week too.
Is that right?
Oh yeah.
Do I know about it?
Yeah.
I'm sure I'll remember in a minute.
Yeah, for sure.
I just don't know what's going on most of the time. You know what I'm saying?
That's how I feel.
Yeah.
I took the ignorance pill.
Did you really?
Yeah. Not impotence pill, the ignorance pill.
Yeah. Sorry, it was mislabeled. I don't read well.
In fact, why don't you give me column A, column B? Why don't you give me one of both? I'll take both pills and just see what happens.
I took the impotence pill! Son of a bitch! What about this big old dog, though? What a cruel joke! Dirty pop. Shave all the skin off me. Wait, the hair off me.
Skin. Jeepers.
Yeah, that's a different thing.
Got circumcised. More of the Power Trip Morning Show on the Van.
The Power Hour starts at 8 a.m. You can watch it weekdays at 8 at KFA.com/watch, as well as our Facebook, YouTube, all that stuff, KFA.com/watch. Powered by Quantum Fiber, your world unleashed.
Yeah. Watch your back today, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, it is April Fool's Day. Don't you do it! That's right, Richard Gere. Don't do it. Don't trick me and I won't trick you. We're just going to call this a tie, okay? Deal, everybody? No trickery. Katie Gray, be cool.
I'm Katie Gray.
I know, be cool.
She's a trickster.
She is. Trickster, great band.
You know we're supposed to be scraping 60 by the end of the week.
That's an interesting way to say it.
Very close to 60, like high 50s by the end of the week. Let's go. It's over.
Well, how about next week?
Next week is Tuesday.
70.
Tuesday, 66.
No kidding.
Hey.
We had one bad week of winter the entire winter.
Yeah.
Where do we sign up for this permanently? How many polar bears have to die for us to just keep this forever?
Well, we could ruin continue to ruin the planet, or you could move to a different state. Yeah, there's a lot of states that this is the situation.
I'll take either. I'm going to say at this point, I like both options.
I know. I mean, this is. Imagine there was a giant line of sand with water just in the other side of it. That's San Diego. You can move there, and the weather's always perfect. Always perfect.
Sure. But there are sharks right there.
Yeah, but you don't have to go in the water. You can just,
I'm not going to. There's sharks in there.
And think about how cool it is. And there's butt cheeks everywhere.
There is butt cheeks everywhere.
Just slabs.
That's worth the sharks, isn't it, Cor?
Oh, come on.
No.
What?
No.
You wouldn't risk your life for some butt cheeks?
Nope.
Man, you ain't.
Yeah.
You need to check your testosterone level.
You might be vitamin deficient.
Or you and I might be bull sharks.
The most testosterone on the planet Earth, the bull shark.
Just behind Max and I.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they need to retest.
If they do, the bull sharks have the most testosterone on the planet of any animal.
Yeah.
Does that mean they are just roid raging 24 hours a day? Like, are they ever calm if they are just jacked up on testosterone?
I'm going to guess no.
No, yeah, you can't.
You know
They're
what?
always getting
You know what,
people's
Zacho? You
faces.
know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Maybe for like a good 15 seconds after they finish.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
They must have like the shortest refractory period.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
Refractory.
But for,
Are you sure you're sitting in the right seat today?
Yes,
You want to scoot over here?
But for like 15 seconds, they're like, oh boy, I'm sorry, everybody. I ate that.
Right. And
I didn't
then
mean
one
to do that.
stingray looks at him the wrong way and they just start raging. Give me that side eye, you bitch. And they go bite boats.
Yeah, and then he.
You ever seen that? That's when when Shark Week does anything that isn't great white sharks, it's like boring. Change the channel. Right? Who cares? I don't want to watch a lemon shark swim. I want great white sharks tearing apart swimmers. Right?
Yeah.
That's why we're watching it.
Yeah, you really like that.
The only time I've ever even remotely been fascinated by Shark Week when it's not a great white is when the bull sharks attack boats once in a while just because they're pissed.
Yeah.
Just because there's so much testosterone, they'll just bite a motor.
It's like being a 19-year-old boy.
Pretty much.
All the time.
Angry, and you want to blank everything, and you have no idea why.
Oh, yep.
I like the shark bar fight videos. Those are great.
It sounded like you said barf.
Yeah, it did.
What did you say?
Bar fight.
Bar fight. Okay, got it.
It did sound like shark barf.
Well, the reason I thought you said barf is because I read an article. Hold on. Everybody be cool. One of us. And I sent an email to myself.
One of us.
Because I needed to read this to you, and it had something to do with shark barf. Oh, yeah, here we go. All right, here we go. This is unbelievable. I can't believe you just said shark barf, or didn't, but I thought you did. A pod of sperm whales. Boy, you know they're full of testosterone too, right?
They're full of something.
They are.
Very good swimmers.
Yeah. Or they were attacked by a bull shark, and now they're sperm whales. They were just whales before that.
It was just one guy that came home. Oh, man.
And for like 3 seconds, the bull shark was like, I'm sorry, whales. I shouldn't have been doing that. A pod of sperm whales reacted to being violently attacked by vicious orcas in relatable fashion. The article says, by S-ing themselves violently.
Jeez.
Observed by scientists on a tourist expedition off the southern coast of Western Australia, the distressed sperm whales, which are themselves fearsome predators, mind you, unleashed a cloud of diarrhea to deter the assailing orcas. You know what? Why has nobody ever done that to Jason Voorhees?
Right.
I wonder if it would stop him.
I wonder.
Well, wasn't he like weak against water? I would think that he doesn't like Dookie either.
That's probably true.
He's not chasing hockey.
All those teenagers just basically turn into monkeys at the zoo and just chuck their feces at Jason Voorhees to see if they can get him to turn around.
I know that if I was going to fight somebody and someone just S's in their hands and throws it at me, I'm not that mad anymore,
they
bro.
win.
Yeah,
Right.
you won, dog.
The response wasn't necessarily out of fear. Rather, experts say it's a rare but effective defense mechanism. After letting loose a stinky slurry, the sperm whales use their tails to fan the poop cloud toward the attackers, and it confuses them. Well, they also get pink eye.
Yeah.
It's like an underwater skunk, right? I mean, essentially, it's just shooting a warning shot.
Yeah.
I kind of love this
Now,
in a weird way.
Zacho,
Sure.
I need to know what day this band is playing at the First Avenue. It's called Defensive Defecation.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. They're very, very heavy metal. It's a very heavy.
Defensive defecation.
Yeah, they combine Tool and Gallagher.
Oh, my.
Okay, hang on. I'm not to change the subject, but because this is kind of on subject. Right now on Care 11, they're showing videos of like swordfish and other fish in Florida, and the headline says Florida fish spinning to their deaths, and they're showing just random fish not being chased, just underwater spinning themselves to death.
Dude,
what is going on?
This is the very beginning of the zombie movie, or the Stephen King book, where a radio morning show is doing a morning show, and one of the guys, the host, says, wait a minute, I'm watching the news right now. Why are these fish spinning? And of course the fish are spinning because there's a virus in the water.
Oh, great.
And they're about to unleash the virus because somebody somewhere had to eat some fish that, it might have been spinning, but he's hungry.
Don't eat that spinning fish.
If we had an author of a book that's going to basically predict all of this stuff and nobody believes them, and now it's going to basically follow that, have we had that yet?
Yeah, I'm sure we have.
I mean,
Probably,
The Simpsons.
sure.
Does that count?
True.
I started watching the Simpsons for all my stock reports.
I'm pretty sure George Orwell pretty much nailed everything, too.
Listen,
Right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, they all saw it coming.
Here's the situation.
Philip K. Dick. Careful.
Here's the
Philly
situation.
Dick.
As the ladies always say to me, just make it quick. You know what I mean?
100%.
Just let me go real quick. I don't want to be scared.
That is the depressing part. Is I'm definitely not going to be one of the people like fighting. I'm going to be the one like in the office building that Godzilla's tail just completely destroys, and
Yeah.
I'm dead.
Right.
At least it's over, though.
Exactly.
That
Right.
is true.
Then you can start your next round of simulation.
And Zach, you make a great point there. Saucy and I actually did make this point the last time we saw King Kong and Godzilla and Megazilla, or whatever the hell the guy's name is, destroy an entire city. And they're like, oh, finally, it's over. We won. How many people in those skyscrapers are dead?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, he just destroyed. He threw King Kong into a skyscraper and killed everyone in there.
Well, that's the beauty of The Boys and Gen V and stuff, right?
Yeah,
is showing the human side of it. And how about the tragedy over the weekend with Gen V, man?
Yeah,
That sucks. Did you see that, Hawk?
Yeah, it's
I
really
know what you're talking
sad.
about.
So the kid that plays Andre Anderson.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry.
27 years old.
Right.
He died in a motorcycle accident.
Motorcycles, man. I'm gonna tell you, I love my motorcycle, but I haven't read the story. I don't know what happened, but I'm gonna guess there's an 80% chance somebody didn't see him. That's the scariest GD thing about being on a motorcycle, man. It's the worst.
Local authorities confirmed that he was the sole individual involved in the accident. It is
Okay.
believed that the accident occurred traveling through upstate New York.
Well, so they don't know when it actually happened. They must.
Oh yeah, right. So they found him later in the ditch or something.
man.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna tell you.
How about this? It is believed that he was traveling through upstate New York en route to Toronto to begin filming season 2 of Gen V.
Wow,
He may
man.
have been motorcycling to Toronto to actually start working.
Wowzers.
Well, that's gotta be heavy on the hearts of the directors and their production
imagine?
crew as well.
Yeah. Jeez Louise.
Not just because they know him, but knowing that he was coming there, like that's gotta add some extra burden to it.
And he's one of the main characters. I mean, obviously the big tragedy is that he is no longer with us, but man, that is going to alter that show's future for sure. Man,
Yeah, that
27.
man. Well, like I said, for his sake, I hope it was quick.
Yeah.
Hope it was over. I hope he got into the. I hope the last thought was, man, it's beautiful. I love riding my motorcycle, because that's probably going to be mine. Even though,
Well, it sounds like you're daydreaming. That's why you died. Why you pay attention?
Right, that's exactly right. Yeah. I'm like, wow.
What a
I
beautiful
love riding
day.
my motorcycle. Look at that chick's boobs. Dead. He died doing what he loved. Staring at a woman's chest. Yeah, it all comes back to that, doesn't it?
Sounds like for you. Yes,
It really
it
does, brother.
Why is hockey spinning in the water?
That's not spinning. He's churning something.
You just saw a bluegill scared him, and he asked himself, he's trying to defensive poop.
Oh, look, it's a sperm whale.
Oh, right.
Okay. Front Page Sports is next. This is the Power Trip Morning Show on the Fan. Ben Lee from Georgia like 30.
Correction, high of 47 today.
Thought we make it this far, but
47, huh?
Yeah.
okay.
I was looking at a different day.
That's okay.
Yeah,
That's almost warm enough. I might get on the motorcycle today.
There is a chance of rain.
Focus. Pay attention.
I will.
I don't want you to get wet. There's a chance of rain.
Yeah, I don't mind that. Oh, sorry. I did not start the break, by the way. I just hit the wrong button. I just wanted people to know what station they were listening to, in case they forgot.
Where are you looking?
What?
Just distracted.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, sorry. Saw a picture. Anyway. Yeah. There's lots going on in the world of sports.
There
I
really
realize
are.
that. And
Terrible thing.
in case you're wondering why you haven't heard the voice of Meet Sauce Paul Lambert, he's out this week on vacation with his beloved.
His honeymoon.
His honeymoon.
Yes, he told everyone in the world he was going to, I think, Cabo or something for his honeymoon, and then lied and ended up just vacationing in Cabo, and now he's honeymooning in Amsterdam.
Right. I believe I would choose the Amsterdam trip over the Cabo trip. Would you agree? At this point in my life, I want to see. I'd rather go places and see things than go sit on a beach and chill.
Yeah, the right answer is both, right?
Oh,
but
sure,
if you can
sure.
only pick one, I guess it depends on what the 3 months leading up to it have been like.
Yeah. Like if it's snowy and gross here, you
No,
mean?
I mean more like emotionally. Like if you just need a break, I might just want to grab margaritas and sit on the
True.
beach and do nothing. But if you're in a good mood, then I would pick Amsterdam for sure. if I'm like up and ready and like, let's have some coffee and go see the world.
Right.
But if I'm like, the world sucks, it's just a simulation anyway, then I'd say, give me the margs.
Well, if it's that kind of run, just do what I do. Sit in the closet and turn the lights off.
Close your eyes really hard. You can go anywhere in the world you want to go.
Yeah. No,
I'm in
wait.
Cabo. I'm in Cabo. I'm in Cabo.
Let's do front page sports.
They certainly were hot.
They certainly were.
Time now for Front Page Sports, presented by Holiday Station Stores.
Red Bull, buy 2, get 1 free. You can mix and match your favorite Red Bull flavors at Holiday. Those 8.4 ounces, just get in there. You got to go get Powerball tickets today anyway. I'm going to $975 million tonight.
That's right.
For the Powerball. So go get some gas. Go get some Red Bull. Go buy some tickets at Holiday.
Yep.
We're down to the Final Four in the NCAA tournament. On Saturday, Alabama
Rainbow
got to the Final Four for the first time ever by beating number 6 Clemson. And UConn did something that just, I still can't believe it. Do you see UConn and Illinois?
My God.
We're tied at 23. Back and forth. Illinois is playing them tough. Then a 30-0 run by UConn.
Doesn't even make
30-0. It was 23-23. And if you took a break and said, it's almost halftime, I'll just come back and see what's going on. Well, 7 minutes into the second half, it was 53-23. Almost impossible. The champs are going to be very tough to beat. So UConn and Alabama moved on Saturday. Then yesterday, number 1 Purdue got by Dalton Connect and number 2 Tennessee. And NC State upset Duke and are just the 7th double-digit seed to ever make the Final Four.
Wow.
So the Final Four, NC State, Purdue, UConn, Alabama.
Wow. Didn't know that happened. That's pretty big.
So Purdue got to the Final Four for the first time since 1980. NC State made it to the Final Four for the first time since 1983 when they won the title. And Alabama has never made the Final Four until this year.
That's pretty cool, man.
And UConn, now the first defending champ to get back to the Final Four the next year since Florida won it back-to-back in 06-07. That was the team with like Joakim Noah and Al Horford and Corey Brewer, that whole squad.
I'll never forget it.
Well, the Wolves drafted Corey Brewer just because they thought he looked unstoppable.
How'd that work out?
The right answer would have been getting Al Horford, but he was, I think, the 2nd or 3rd pick in the draft, so he wasn't on the board. But we thought we were going to get a winner.
And?
I mean, Brewer was just like a very nice, complimentary player. He wasn't worth a lottery pick.
He did have the one of the most random 50-point games of all time.
He sure did. That Florida team was sick, though.
I like this. The NC State team is cool to watch, man. That DJ Burns guy, he's a freaking beast.
Yeah, that's a huge bitch.
Yeah. He's like almost 300 pounds, 6'9", 275. I want to see him
That's
and Zach.
a huge bitch.
Yes, it is. I want to see him and Zach Edey go at it.
The ice cream guy?
Same. That's the Final Four. The Frozen Four will not include the Gopher hockey team. The Frozen Four will be Michigan, Boston, Denver, and Boston College. After Gopher hockey lost 6-3 to Boston. Had a 2-rip lead, Zacho.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was a good game.
That kid's that good?
Yeah, I mean, Celebrini's going to be the number 1 overall pick. They had both teams had their share of either already draft picks or future top ones. So it was a good game. Went back and forth, and just BU's they're a really good team. They're a top tier team, and I mean the Frozen Four. I think this is the first time in many years, if ever, that all the top 4 seeds advance. So it'll be great hockey next week. But for Minnesota fans, I don't know if it's going to sit too well. We have two Boston teams, a Michigan team, and then thankfully Denver ousted North Dakota. Or that could have been like the worst Frozen Four case scenario of all time. So, but yeah, tough loss for the Gophers. Great season, and they'll be back.
Okay, great. Have you guys been following the Rashee Rice story?
Yeah.
It's kind of bizarre. If you don't know who that is the Chiefs wide receiver who, in the last, 48 hours, police are looking for him because a car that he had either in his name or registered to him. So it was hard to tell, apparently, if it was leased or registered to his name. Either way, he's linked to the vehicle and believed to be the driver of the vehicle, but that isn't 100% confirmed yet, at least as of last night. The Corvette he was potentially driving and a Lamborghini were racing caused a crash that ended up involving 4 other vehicles. So it was a 6-car crash total. And the drivers of the Lamborghini and the Corvette both fled the scene without checking on the other cars or providing information. Just gone.
The car gone too, or just people left?
I think it was just the people. I think. Good question. Like the ProFootballTalk.com story made it sound like they fled. It sounded like on foot, but I don't know if they actually used the words on foot. Not 100% sure.
There is allegedly a video going around of him and his friends fleeing on foot.
Okay, on foot.
Jeez Louise.
He's 23. What is he doing? What a dummy. What are they doing?
I don't know.
Write a gigantic check and move on.
Right.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like you're rich, bro.
How much you want? How much you want? How much you want? Okay, we're all good now. All right.
I don't see how fleeing the scene is the correct answer at all. Like you're just going to get more. You're going to get in more trouble.
I mean, obviously he was probably driving. He might. I mean, why do you flee the scene there? Because you might have had a couple pops.
That's a pretty good reason.
Yeah.
Ugh. Stupid. You would
Really
think
dumb.
specifically in that organization that you wouldn't want to do that, considering what happened with Andy Reid's kid last year.
Right.
The Twins are off today. They're at the Drunken Scotties tomorrow at 3:10, and then Wednesday as well at noon against the Drunken Scotties. But they got their butts kicked yesterday. 11 rip by the Royals. Twins just 4 hits. Kansas City had 14. Bailey Ober went 1 1/3. 9 hits, 8 runs, gave up 3 home runs. I love when your first start of the season is so bad that his ERA is 54.
It's early.
That'll come down.
It definitely comes down. Yeah.
It's not for sure.
No.
It's not guaranteed to.
Yeah. It's early.
I mean, I would take the under, but it's not impossible. Bobby Witt Jr., 3 of 5, 3 runs, and was just a double short of the cycle.
Conversely, it's like you look at the batting averages at this part of the season.
Right.
These guys are battling at 900. That'll come down too.
You know what they're missing?
What's that?
Meets us, Paul Lambert.
Yeah.
I mean,
I guess he wasn't probably in the country.
This guy knows how to coach a baseball team. That's all they need.
They couldn't call him yesterday.
Yeah, what is his team doing without him?
Well, obviously it's sucking. I mean,
we don't have Meat Sauce Robot plugged in, but should I just guess what Meat Sauce would have said during Front Page Sports if he was here? I could guess.
Yeah.
That game was fun. I liked watching that game. Tomorrow will be fun when they play the Brewers. I like that. It'll be fun.
He didn't say anything about them not spending money.
I mean, I'm not going to games this year.
Yeah.
Unless I get them free.
Right. Plus, he's got too much baseball to coach.
He
can't
really
go
does.
to real baseball games. It'll throw him off.
I wonder how long into Amsterdam he wore the neck pillow. Remember 2 years ago in London? He truly wore, and this is not a bit. He wore that neck pillow on the plane the whole way to London.
Yeah.
Then we landed and wore it walking around town for what? Almost 6 hours, probably?
It looked like he was a dog that wouldn't stop licking himself.
Correct. Because we didn't go straight to the hotel. Wasn't that the bit that we had to kill
that's right.
4 or 5 or 6 hours?
Homeless people. I'm sorry, what?
So we're walking around like we went over the bridges.
Yeah.
Walking around by the water, and he's got his neck pillow on
whole time.
all day.
All the time.
Pictures outside of Downton Abbey just with the old neck pillow on.
He loves his neck pillow.
He loves it.
Yeah.
I hate those things, by the way.
Yeah, but if your head doesn't weigh as much as his does.
It is close.
Yeah, it is pretty close.
The first thing my grandmother said about me.
Tiny penis.
What a big head.
On your shoulders, right?
On my shoulders.
You know what they say, tiny penis, big head.
Oh, they do.
They say that a lot.
Classic grandmothers.
Yep. This is Bullets and Butterflies. Too Gray is the name of the song. Local band.
All right, we'll do What Really Matters after this. Then Ben Lieber joins in a little over 10 minutes. This is the Power Trip Morning Show on The Fan.
Oh, good. The Fan.
Oh, yeah. Good morning, everybody. What do we got here? The Steve McQueens by The Evening Rig. Oh, I like this so far. Local band called Evening Rig.
She only goes out guys who drive in a real fast car.
I like this, man. It's good.
She won't let him take her all the way, but she's willing to go pretty far.
We got some talented listeners.
Yeah, man, we really do. Nice.
All right, should we do What Really Matters and learn something before Ben gets here and distracts
Guns us down again.
all of us?
That's what really matters, right?
Yeah, it is what really
That's
matters.
right.
That is correct.
Oh, love
You guys get distracted too?
Well, sure.
In different ways.
Yeah,
sure.
well, sure. Sure.
The Chicago Bulls beat the Wolves 109-101. Caruso, 7 of 8 from 3. He had 21 points. He was a killer.
David Caruso?
Yep.
Who the hell is this guy?
He's been around for a while. He used to be on the Lakers. I think he's the White Mamba, right? Is he the White Mamba?
I mean, he's white. I don't know if that's his nickname.
I think that's his nickname. I think he's the White Mamba.
That's a pretty good nickname.
Has
he always made every shot he's ever taken?
Brian Scalabrine.
That was a career high.
Yeah, no, he was awesome last night, and he played really good defense on Ant. I think Ant was like 0 for 5 from 3 when Caruso
He was.
on
And
him.
McDaniels and Nikhil Alexander-Walker combined to go 2 of 16 from 3. That was pretty much the difference. They just shot better than us. Obviously, the Wolves are a much better team. But that was a big loss, right? You're coming off maybe the best win of the year, beating Denver on Friday, 111-98, and then you come back and you drop one at home to a pretty bad Bulls squad.
Yeah. And then you drop all the way down to 3 because the West is so tightly knit that now they're the 3rd seed instead of the 1st seed.
Exactly. Thunder won, Denver a half game back, and then the Wolves are a game back because both of the other two teams won yesterday. Denver won 130-101 over Cleveland. OKC won 113-112 over the Knicks. Yeah. What really matters, though, is this.
There's a thing on Board Panda, which is kind of funny from time to time. I don't know if you guys have ever been on boardpanda.com. Pretty funny. It's like BuzzFeed or something like that, you know? 40 times people won the internet with their hilarious reviews. The guy is reviewing a vacuum cleaner, and he says, it's a filter for a vacuum cleaner. It works. It didn't cost much. It fit well. And then he continues, dear God, has my life come to this? I'm now leaving reviews for Amazon, on Amazon for wet, dry vac filters. I remember being young and having dreams and having hopes and having desires. Now this is what I do on Saturday mornings.
Have you guys ever left a product review?
Only when it's bad. Like I left a review for this car rental company in Las Vegas. Remember me telling you about that? Oh,
yeah.
And that's literally the only review I've ever done in my life.
Yeah, I did. When I was in New Zealand, I turned into a Karen on Virgin Australia Airlines.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It was that bad?
It was that bad, yeah. I had to leave a bad review.
So, but where did you leave it? On their website?
Well, I left it in person as well. They were well aware that I was not happy, but I left it online too. But I did leave a good review. I met a guy that worked at this like adventure kind. They sell you adventures and experiences and stuff. I left a good review for him. I even made a new Google account just to do it.
All right. The Wild lost 2-1 in overtime to Vegas on Saturday afternoon, but they got 0 points because they did the old pull the goalie in overtime trick again. This time it did not work. Vegas scored the tying goal with a little over 6 minutes to go in the third. That was the killer, Zach, all right? I know you're chasing St. Louis and the Kings and Nashville and Vegas. There's so many teams that you need to fall apart. I mean, that's why it's an absolute mathematical long shot. But you really had to find a way to win in regulation. And once they got that tying goal, that was a buzzkill.
I think, Russo has a story, him and Joe Smith in The Athletic, about the fact that they've I think this is their seventh since December 31st, seventh third period blown lead. They just could not find that second goal to give them a little bit of a cushion. They can't buy it. They haven't been able to get insurance, and then they blow it. And that's really the difference this season, really, is this team has been really – it's people like to complain about them, but they're not that bad of a team. They just haven't been able to close. And
so a couple of days ago, you tweeted that wheel of probability, right? The chances of making the postseason. And I think even before the Vegas game, it was something like 5%. My guess is now it's down to 1-ish.
I mean, it was
it's almost over. We're just not mathematically out. But 9 games to go, 3 at home still, then 5 on the road. And then we wrap up home against Seattle. The other bad news is out of the 4 teams that we're chasing, Vegas, Nashville, St. Louis, and the Kings, 2 of the final 9 are against those teams, and they're both on the road. 1 game in Vegas, of course, when we're there a week and a half from now, and then 1 at the Kings. So you can't even really directly make up a lot of ground because you only see 2 of those teams.
Again, if this team doesn't have the injuries it did, and a lot of people hate using that as an excuse, but Kirill Kaprizov out for a significant part of the time. We just got Brodin and Eriksson Ek back after they've had injuries throughout the season. Spurgeon is a massive one. Foligno now is going to be out, it looks like, the rest of the year. So, I mean, it's just injury after injury. And that's, again, I know that's not a great excuse a lot of people like, but if there's any season that's been a major and I think understandable factor, it's been that this year. And but the great thing is, Corey, I mean, there was a great crowd on Saturday, and there's still plenty of fun to be had down at the X the rest of the season here, assuming we don't get to the postseason.
Hey, speaking of great crowds, shout out again to everybody at Treasure Island on Thursday and Friday.
Still can't believe
that Thursday crowd was so massive. T.I. was telling us almost immediately, we're going to have to move this to the event center next year because it's just too many people. So shout out to everybody who came out to TI the Thursday night or Friday morning. That was sick. It was super fun.
So much fun. That was a really good time. Yeah, and I can't believe how many people still come out. That was the best.
And how about both Vegas winners being ladies?
Yeah, I know.
April on Thursday night won initials, and she was fantastic. She actually played really well. Her and her husband are going to go to Vegas. And then the gal, Kayla, on Friday morning won the random draw. And her husband are going to Vegas with us in a week and a half. And by the way, her and her husband both told me afterwards, both of them, Vegas first timers.
Oh, wow. No kidding.
What a way to do it.
What a way to do it. They've never been.
Did you see the thing that went viral yesterday that everybody sent me about the people going into the Excalibur and there was somebody asleep in their bed?
Yep, they walked into their room at Excalibur and a drunk guy was passed out in their bed. I still don't understand how he got in there. 'Cause on the video, the gals are going, "You're in the wrong room, dude. You're in the wrong room." And he's not moving because he's passed out.
Yeah.
How'd he get in there?
I'm figuring somebody downstairs made a mistake and put somebody in the same room. That's what I figure.
Or did they do the bit where maybe they went and got ice and they left the door cracked and
that could be.
And then
that
3 minutes later they come back and
old that there's a chance that it's just a door that didn't fasten.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a very smelly place and a very old place, and it's not a fun place. By the way, R.I.P. Tropicana as of
today was the day.
A few hours ago.
Yep.
Oh, really?
Yep.
They blow it up, or are they just dismantling it piece by piece?
I believe. The iconic Tropicana Hotel, it says will close tomorrow.
I hope it closes before they start blowing it up.
No kidding. The hotel, the third oldest on the Las Vegas Strip, will be torn down later this year to make way for the Oakland Athletics Future Stadium. Tropicana opened nearly 67 years ago into the control of mobsters. The Havana-themed property was once considered the most luxurious first-class hotel in Las Vegas, earning the nickname the Tiffany of the Strip. Demolition, which may include implosion, is tentatively scheduled for October.
Oh, October?
Yeah.
All right, either way. All right, Tropicana, dead.
Yeah, never
Excalibur should be next.
Oh.
Let's tear that son of a bitch to the ground.
NFL-themed resort and casino.
Yeah, I can't believe that hasn't already happened now that you say that.
It's right next to the stadium. Blow it up. Not right next to, but about as close to the stadium as you can get from the Strip. And you have the different wings. You have the NFC North wing. Perfect for bachelor parties. I stay in the Viking suite. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
It's too perfect.
Yeah.
Take my idea and make it.
I don't think I would stay in a football.
This is not
room.
for you, all right? If it was
Who is it for?
If it was the Doyle Brunson World Series of Poker suite, you'd love it.
I don't think I'd stay in that either.
Hi, buddy.
You wouldn't stay in there with like the little Ace of Hearts sheets?
Yes.
You would love that car.
Of course. No,
on.
yeah, it'd be you'd have 7-2 towels. Be great.
72. You have 72 towels?
7 deuce offsuit is basically the worst hand in poker.
Oh, is that right?
No.
Look at you, I've experienced the deuce offsuit, but it was something totally different.
Yeah, man, no kidding.
You got it off of there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, Ben. It took a while.
Had to be
Ben Lieber's here.
Morning.
Hi, y'all.
What's happening, guys?
Oh, we're just killing time until Sauce gets back next Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah, is he gone for the week?
He's gone for the week. He's honeymooning in Amsterdam.
Yep, he is.
You know, these honeymoons, they come up at weird times.
They do, man.
They really do. Good for him. Good for him.
Yeah.
I just, I would like to say that the break that I just had was partially my honeymoon.
Absolutely. Good for you, man.
Yeah. That's
Better
right.
late than never.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
What are your top 5 honeymoons, Ben?
Great question.
Montana, Bahamas, Palm Springs, Mexico,
What was
and
this, a
Mexico.
Beach Boys song?
Is it my turn or your turn?
It's my turn.
What really matters is this.
There were, in Victorian England, these things called Coffin torpedoes, which was a system that triggered an explosion of lead balls if the coffin lid was opened up after burial to deter grave robbers. So you open that sumbitch up and boom, you might as well just slide right on in there with them.
So they're booby trapped?
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Like Chester Copperpot.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Zach, by the way, Coffin Torpedoes playing the Fillmore on Sunday.
Yeah.
Love it.
It's a good bid.
Why did people like the Robin Graves thing?
Because people don't use stuff, you know?
Right. Why would we just let gold, stay in somebody's pocket forever? Let's go get it.
And if, I mean, it's...
They're not using
they
it.
do that? Bury him with the gold.
They used to bury him with all types
Bunch
of
of
stuff,
idiots.
man.
Use that
Jewelry.
stuff,
No,
man.
It's kind of a victimless crime, right? Nobody knows you did it.
Yeah.
Right.
They still do that?
Oh, yeah.
So we can go start robbing some graves, get some money?
Well,
I don't
you
think they do it
can. It's not
now.
legal.
No, it'd be hard to do that now. I mean, but give her hell.
Is that a practice now, though?
I would imagine so.
I don't.
Not like super, super duper valuable stuff. Not like,
Yeah, I don't know.
not gold bars and all that other stuff that they were buried with.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Pots of gold.
It's a great question. I don't know.
Zach, what would it take for you to rob a grave? What kind of item would have to be in a casket for you to say, I'm going to go dig that up. I need that.
Yeah.
Something like valuable enough to make it worth it.
Right.
That's what I'm asking.
Oh.
What? Give me an example.
I think I got this figured out. Do you know what would happen? Zach's at the funeral. It's a relative's. He's a little sad, but not real sad.
Right.
Open casket. Accidentally, without knowing it, drops his cell phone in there. They bury that sumbitch. And he's got iPhone tracker on his watch. And he realizes it's in the hole.
Would you dig for your own phone?
Oh, man. The age-old question.
It's an iPhone 15, by the way.
Well, yeah.
And it's got pictures on it, if you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah,
Yeah, you got to grab
I'm on
that.
my hands and knees just
In the pictures?
thanking the thanking the Lord the ground ain't frozen. And I'm digging.
You know what else you could do?
What's that?
Is get another phone or use a friend's phone and call your own phone just to see if anyone answers.
Oh, my God.
Ooh,
What
creepy.
if they did?
Oh, what if
Then
cousin
don't
Larry's
dig.
Like,
Is that you, Aunt Bertha? I don't know.
Aunt Bertha.
I don't have an Aunt Bertha, but
What if you answer on the other line? It's like, I'm tired.
Leave me alone.
It'd be pretty cool if you went to Flossie Dickey's funeral. All right, more with Ben Lieber, more of What Really Matters after this on the Power Trip Morning Show on the Fan.
punk rockers Sum 41 head to Minneapolis for their Tour of the Setting Sun Farewell Tour Tuesday, April 23rd. Don't miss them. Seeing them one last time as they take the stage at the Armory with special guest The Interrupters. Tickets are on sale now. Get yours today at KFAN.com. Make the keyword calendar.
Saw them last year. They opened up for the Coffin Torpedoes at the Fillmore.
Oh, nice.
That makes me think so much of dying.
Yeah, they podcast on it.
Strays when the road bends, but then
If that's okay with you guys.
Yeah. It's good with me, guys.
Okay.
You got my vote.
Well, if it's okay with Ben.
Yeah, you
what
got
he
my.
said.
That's
Hey, speaking of Ben,
what.
He's here.
because Creasel won on Friday, I saw over the weekend some people on Twitter proposing this. Right? We remember we had asked you like, hey, maybe you want to come to Detroit Lakes. We're going to get people to be like rotational majors players, right? We bring Creasel to TI. Maybe we'll bring Ben to Detroit Lakes.
Sure.
Well, now people are going. Now that Creasel won the major, does he get to return until he loses, or do we just keep?
I think he's got to defend his title.
Because I mean,
That makes sense.
it does make sense.
It does make sense.
If he's willing and has the time, I mean.
He almost blew it. He felt the pressure in that third round on Friday. Got the very last one. Otherwise, had not scored in round 3.
Zacho was on his tail there.
Nice comeback by
Zacho was.
Zacho.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost had him, Zach.
I didn't score a point after the first round.
Yeah, you were super good in round 1.
I know.
I know I said this on the show. I would argue halfway through that game, through about 14 or 15, right? So halfway through round 2, you could argue that was the best 14 or 15 clue run in the history of that game. You guys were just, Zach got drone strike after 1. Marnie got David Spade after 1.
Yeah.
Sauce got
Dress
Energizer
Shoe
Bunny.
after 1. Right, he got Energizer Bunny
That was
after
ridiculous.
1. It was like, what is happening? You guys were just locked in as a group.
Yep.
And then Jesse got on the board a couple times in the third round. Zacho shook down Creasel right to the end, but then he got the walk-off on number 30. It was a good game.
Good for him.
That was awesome.
He seemed to enjoy it.
He was super pumped about it.
Yeah.
And those first clues weren't like very specific, like a date or a time or anything like that. It was is black and brown, and then Zach got dress shoe. It was unbelievable listening to it.
Very good, Zacho.
Yeah, good job, Zacho.
Good job, Zacho.
Thanks, boys.
Almost had it.
So my vote, much like the podcast name, is that Creasel has to defend his title.
So you think he should keep going until he loses? Okay.
And slightly maybe a little bit of an on-air production meeting. I can't get into all the details, but I may be able to join you guys for the Duluth show.
What?
Is that right?
How cool would that
Oh,
be?
boy.
Are we finally going to do something we had a meeting about it once?
Well, last time it overlapped because that was the day you jumped out of a plane, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
At the Duluth Air Show.
Yeah.
Did you make it?
I did not.
Hey, speaking of that, we gotta.
Don't you do it!
I bet 3 or 4 times now, Abbott has given us all of the dates this summer, right? You're going to be in Detroit Lakes here. You're going to be in, Fargo this one, and Duluth. I think I've written it down 3 or 4 times, and now I don't even know what it is. I got to get on the same page with the old boss after the show.
Oh, good.
When are we going where? What are we doing? The only
Well,
one I care about are Vegas.
Yeah, I was going to say, the only thing you care about is Vegas.
Yep. Leave a week from Wednesday.
Yeah, man.
And then I go back in June, and then I go back in July. Oh, boy.
Okay, so
3
I got to
Vegas
put that in my
trips the
calendar
next
right
4
now.
months.
So a week from Thursday, I will not be in. Gotcha.
Yep, don't you do it.
Don't you
do
do
you
it.
want to come in next Wednesday, though? We believe Marnie's going to host next Wednesday, and the more the merrier, obviously. Would you like to do Wednesday morning with
it's very
Marnie
possible.
Gellner?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could do your normal shift if you want.
Yeah.
Just on Wednesday.
Could do that.
Do whatever you want.
Yeah, come on in. You know, maybe you guys can do some good radio.
Yeah. I think Creasel's going to join her. I think Tommy Olsen said he might join her.
Yeah.
Is that me or you? Is it Siri? Either way, I think we're going to load up with everybody that's not going to Vegas that wants to hang out on that Wednesday is just going to come in and party it up.
Yeah, man, it's party time. It's excellent.
So what time is your guys' flight on Wednesday?
Like 7:10.
Oh, you guys. Okay.
We had Rosie's dental appointment agent book us.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, you got all day to fly to Vegas, and you guys are going to take the 7 o'clock?
Well, Rosie said that's the only time to have a dentist appointment or flights. So we just trusted him.
We might call in, though, right?
Yeah, we might call in, so we could be dumb for the first hour and a half.
I don't know about that. I'm
Yeah,
busy.
I probably won't be,
I
but
can't do
you
it.
guys can if you want.
You know, one of those bars is open. And I
That's
got
true.
drinking to do.
Let's do it. Let's do more of what really matters, shall we?
Would you like that, Ben?
Is it okay with you?
That's okay with me, guys. Thank
All
you.
right.
Thanks,
Thank you.
man.
I appreciate the pass through.
Little update. Remember the last couple of weeks we've been talking about Lions
Little update's my favorite
cornerback.
rapper.
Lions cornerback Cameron Sutton. Well, he finally turned himself in yesterday. He's been missing since March 7th.
Wow.
Authorities couldn't find him. Remember, he was...
Is that the mom thing?
Yeah, charged with
Yeah.
3rd-degree domestic battery by strangulation. It's a felony, up to 5 years in prison. He could potentially be facing. Started every game for the Lions last year. The Lions cut him a couple of weeks ago. They released him. So, remember the conversation was like, no one knows where he is. And we would ask questions like, well, wouldn't his attorney know? Wouldn't the team know? Wouldn't somebody have at least talked to him to see where he is or what's he thinking? But the police had been looking for him since March 7th. Well, according to reports last Monday, his attorney finally told Florida authorities that he would be turning himself in, but it did take him until yesterday to do it. So 6 days later, the attorney goes, yep, no, he's going to turn himself in. And then he did yesterday.
Traffic was bad.
I don't know where he's been since March 7th. I assume at some point he'll have to answer that. But either way, Cameron Sutton finally in custody.
I don't think I'm going to guess that doesn't look good for his case.
Nope.
Well, and I'll tell you what, my guess, he's been looking for the right Hallmark card for his mom to apologize.
Was it his mom?
Wasn't it?
I don't remember if it was.
I thought
Was
it
it his mom?
Am I wrong? Am I
wasn't
mixing up cases?
And wasn't it strangulation or
It
something
was strangulation.
Yeah.
It
Sorry,
might
I choked you, Mom.
Did they
Roses
have?
are red, violets are blue, so is your face.
Jeez.
Sorry, I choked you, Mom. I shouldn't joke about that. It's probably not funny.
Cameron Sutton. Let's see who he choked here.
Well, that'll do my run for presidency.
The NFC Championship, it lists here.
What?
And isn't it possible if the authorities really wanted to find him, don't you just look at his location services?
That's what I was thinking.
We talked about that as well, but for whatever reason, that wasn't a thing either. I don't know.
So it looked like his was in a graveyard, in an actual casket.
That's not good. He must have been looking for his cell phone.
Yeah.
This story, the AP just says it was a female.
Oh, okay. I'm mixing up cases then.
My thoughts are with this woman as she continues to heal from this man's gruesome actions. This story does not say the relationship. It just says a female around 5 a.m.
Yeah, I can't see anything that says mom.
It's all right, Hawk.
Yeah,
You're confusing a lot of NFL domestic violence cases.
I know,
they all just kind of blend together.
They do. It's tough.
If you'd waited 15 minutes, you would have been right. It's probably the next story that I do.
Yeah.
What really matters, though, is that
Researchers discovered... Researchers discovered the oldest known sentence written in the first alphabet, Canaanite, on a head lice comb, believed by scientists to have been made around 1700 BCE, which stands for Before Common Era, which started around 2000 years ago. The inscription on the luxury item, which again it was a head lice comb, read, "May this tusk root out the lice." Nope. May this tusk root out the lice of the hair and the beard.
That's a long-ass sentence for a debut. I would have just thought the first word or sentence would have just been like one word, even if it's not a complete sentence, just like mine.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
whose comb is this? Mine.
Oh, God, well, that's his.
Corey.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Caveman Corey here 4,000 years ago.
And how bad was the lice that the first sentence ever is like, dude, I need some help. I got to carve this in. I got to ask for help.
Lice, man. Can you imagine?
Oh, God. That'd be
Grody
awful.
Grodison.
In the beard, too.
Think about how much you just itch all the
time.
Oh.
And if you're talking to somebody like, oh, Larry's got lice again, and you can see it moving around in his beard as you're talking to him. Oh, God.
Larry.
Yucky.
Come on, Larry. Here's your tusk to root out the lice.
Even though that's not, quote, caveman times, right? That's just like elementary kind of, I don't know, archaic writing, correct?
Yeah.
You know what the second sentence they ever found was?
What?
First day in Amsterdam, 24 days until the draft, 12 days until the Masters.
Wow, that's a long sentence,
That's a
too.
long sentence.
Yeah, right.
Did that
Any
go
of
on a
that
lice
spelled
comb as well?
correctly? Does that man have lice? Cubic.
Okay, real talk here. I did not know that BC was before Common Era.
Oh, really? Yep.
I always thought it was before Christ.
Well, the BC is. BCE is before Common Era. It's,
God. Now you're confusing.
Okay,
me.
so BC is before Christ. That's right. But for the people who do not follow that religion, BCE is the same thing, only it's before Common Era.
So it's the same timeline.
Same timeline.
Right.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Yep. That's right.
My turn?
Oh, that's right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So Saturday, we are down to the Final Four. NC State will take on Purdue at 5 o'clock or right after 5 o'clock. As of last night, DraftKings had Purdue open up as a 9-point favorite. And then UConn, who seems to be absolutely unstoppable right now, they're winning every game by double digits, takes on Alabama. And UConn is an 11.5-point favorite on DraftKings. This was the year nobody wanted to do core versus four because it looked like it was wide open. And now it looks like all of you should be regretting it because it looks like UConn is going to be very tough to beat. Yeah. In fact, Power Trip Bets tweeted out last night that despite me having 3 teams and the 3 people that took the core versus four only having UConn is minus 200 against the field. So they are the heavy favorites against the other 3. So it's going to be tough. They have won, I think it's 10 straight because all 6 games last year and all 4 games this year by double digits.
Yeah, so they're crushing
not
everybody.
Even close.
Yeah.
And who's ever heard of a 30-0 run?
I don't know.
It's insane.
It was 23-23. And I watched a little bit of the beginning of that game. Illinois was playing them tough. And I'm like, wow, this is going to be a close one. Maybe this is finally somebody that's going to shake down UConn. And then they got a couple of points. What was it, 5 points? I think at halftime, a 5-point lead at halftime, and then they scored the first 25 or whatever it was at the second half.
Yeah, I think it was like a
30-0 run.
I think the second half was a 27-0 run.
Something
so
like
it was
that.
Maybe 3 points before the half. So I have not seen on any sports channel or anything talk about, or even on social media, that's got to be a record, right? Everybody keeps saying like, "Wow, that's incredible! It's got to be a record." How do we? I mean,
I don't know.
This Elias Sports Bureau, they'll spit out facts and stats in a hot second. Like, has that never been done in any form of basketball?
I know
30-0 run.
The Mavericks did it, I think, earlier this year.
I wonder if some 16 seed got absolutely trucked and some number one put up a run bigger than that. Because I'm with you, Ben. I would think if it was a record, we would have heard about it 15 times.
Even if they said they've done it's the first time it's happened in X number of years or X number of games played.
Good
because
point.
That it's got to be rare.
Yeah, in the Elite Eight, no way.
Yeah, especially in the Elite Eight.
Come on.
Not in the Elite Eight.
Not in the Elite Eight.
Someone said once that Ohio went on a 40-0 scoring run.
But when?
That's a good question.
Like
BCE.
like 3. I was going to say like 300 BCE.
Yeah, the Mavericks did do it in the NBA just back in December, in the fourth quarter.
Jeez.
Furthermore, Ben, anything that's happened after the year 0 is considered CE.
The Common Era.
Common Era.
That's right.
Nailed it.
Wow.
Oh, he's that old, huh?
Wow.
Yeah.
Some people call it the Current Era, but
Yeah.
it's more.
Well, let's not be ridiculous. What really matters, though, is this.
You make a great point. When adjusted for 2022 inflation, Gone with the Wind made over $4 billion at the box office, making it the highest grossing film in history.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Still have never
God
seen
is
it.
my witness.
Same.
I haven't seen almost any of those classic films. Obviously, Wizard of Oz was in the late 30s, 39 or whatever it was. I've never seen Casablanca.
Oh, it's so good.
I've never seen Gone with the Wind. I saw Citizen Kane in college in a class and fell asleep. I thought it was so boring.
Yeah, you and I talked about that when I saw it as well. It's one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
So overrated.
And
it doesn't even start for like the first 30 minutes. That was a 30-0 run, damn near. Because I'm like, when the hell does this movie start?
But you can definitely go back and say, fine, he changed filmmaking. It was groundbreaking. This camera shot, that camera shot. I just think the movie sucks. It may have been groundbreaking. Well, I don't even think it's undeniable. It was a groundbreaking movie. Still boring as hell.
Yeah. I thought the same thing.
Yeah.
I was waiting the whole time, like, when is this going to get good?
Yep.
Well, the first cars only went like 3 miles an hour. You know, you got to give it time to figure stuff out.
Sure.
But it was still groundbreaking. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
See what I did there? God, I'm blowing you guys away today, aren't I?
Absolutely.
Steve Jobs never knew his biological father, but he had been eating at his restaurant without knowing it for years.
Say what?
Steve Jobs' dad
Yeah.
owned a restaurant. His real dad. And he ate there all the time. Never knew that he was his dad.
Did the dad
No.
know that-
It was the other way around. The dad never knew that it was Steve's kid, or Steve was his
But
kid.
Steve
eating.
did?
But Steve knew that that was his dad.
So Steve would go see his dad at his
but he
dad's
never
restaurant.
told him,
He
never introduced himself.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's
And this was after he was a billionaire?
Yes. It's a
wow.
major part of the movie Steve Jobs that Aaron Sorkin wrote.
okay.
Yeah, he would go to the restaurant where
This
his dad.
Yahoo article is wrong then because it says neither of them knew that they were father and son, but apparently that's not true. Thank you, Zach.
So why would Steve Jobs do that?
He didn't want the lawsuit.
Oh, wow. Is that right?
He
But wouldn't you
assumed-
just avoid, was the restaurant that good that you would risk him?
He wanted to see his father, but he didn't want his father to see him as his son.
No kidding.
Because he didn't want, he would, assume that there'd be some sort of.
Was he friendly with him?
Yeah. No, he was. According, again, this is the movie, so I don't know how.
I was going to say, I wonder if that's real.
But I think this is well
Who did
known.
the movie, did you say?
Aaron Sorkin?
Aaron
Yeah,
Sorkin.
Sorkin might have been creative, you know what I mean?
There might have been some poetic, whatever the stuff
But
is.
what lawsuit is even available? I mean, what a dad?
Maybe not a lawsuit, but maybe just, give me some money.
Right.
Right. Because I was going to say, I don't think there's anything where you can just say you're a billionaire. I want some of it. It's too bad.
I've been trying that over and over again with billionaires everywhere.
Yeah, I sent a lot of Venmo requests.
Yeah.
So Steve Jobs' dad just never claimed him when he was born, or left the family? Do you know what's the story there? Do we know?
They gave him up for adoption.
Both parents.
Yes, and they wanted a specific family, and if my memory serves correct, that they needed they needed to have a solid base foundation, etc. And so they gave him up for adoption.
Dude, is it true here that his name was Dave Unemployment?
It was.
Okay, real quick, last question. What type of restaurant was this?
I don't know. It was a fancier one. It was obviously.
Yes. It says here that he recalled accidentally meeting his dad, and it says, I shook his hand, he shook my hand, and that's all. They never spoke again. Several years later, John Daly learned that it was his son.
Wow. That's crazy.
Man, I have a lot of questions about that.
Yeah, me too. You must look around and go, man.
By the way, happy birthday, Apple. It was founded in 1976 on this day.
Oh, I thought you meant Gwyneth Paltrow's kid.
I thought you meant the recording studios for the Beatles. Thought you meant the delicious fruit.
Hey,
birthday to Apple.
True butterfly effect. Though, right?
I'm going to guess that was BCE.
How about
had to have been, yeah.
How about butterfly effect? If those two don't give Steve Jobs up for adoption, the entire world is different.
See, that's what I was going to bring that up too. I was like, there's no way that Steve Jobs has the mentality that he has to be as passionate and creatively crazy as he is if he grew up probably in a normal nuclear family.
Nailed it.
Interesting.
The news is next. Power Trip Morning Show on The Fan.
The Fan.